Welcome to another episode of Dubai Works Business Podcast. Today I'm joined by two guests for a really interesting conversation crossing many sectors and trends. The founder of Parham and Co, Parham Ramezani.
Yep.
Got it? Perfect, sorry. And then Jabry, the COO of A-List. Parham and Co is a company of 7 brands and growing. One of their brands, A-List, is leveraging the power of social media by linking their exclusive database of influencers, models, fashionistas, athletes, etc., with venues in Dubai and brands, and creating unique, unconventional marketing content that's becoming more and more impactful in these times. It's a tech company who has taken on an idea and they're using technology to reach thousands of influencers at the click of a button. They'll talk more about how the idea started, and they promote restaurants, brands, spas, experiences, and much more. These are stats from a few months ago, and the guys will update it, but basically they can reach up to 40 million people daily, 70 plus brand partners and growing, and they're serving over 150 influencers a day. So, bit of a mouthful, but today we're going to be focusing on A-List, where the idea came from, to talk about the influencer industry at large, and also what else Parham and Co are doing in terms of investments across the region. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Hello.
So thanks for coming in.
Quickly, I want to update those stats for you.
Yeah.
So
Please do.
It's over 200 brands now,
Wow.
and serving over 700 influencers per day.
Amazing. And that was
Yes.
that's early in this year, so that shows that you've grown a lot in the last few months.
Thankfully.
Yes, it's been a good year, definitely.
Yeah. So how was before we talk about A-List, like how was the year? Like how we're in November now. How was the pandemic, and how did you get through it?
Pretty
Tricky
crazy.
que-
Yeah, it's a
tricky
tricky question.
question.
It's been good. It's been good and bad. Of course, we as
Bad
a
and good.
yeah. I mean, for business, it's been definitely majorly as the businesses that we've been working on. It's definitely we've seen a downfall on it. However, for A-List, we've definitely due to people staying at home more, ordering in, and the platform that we built, we were seeing an increase in the number of users. So I would say good in that area. However, for lots of the partners that we have that are in the food and beverage sector, that are in the hospitality sector, it's definitely been not so much of a pleasing year. But again, tech divisions have been very different. So I would say for the market, it's been good and bad, but for the tech sector, I would say better than many other years.
And there's a few reasons why your particular product suited. And can you just explain for people who don't know the idea behind the A-List and how it works?
Yeah. So basically, A-List is a tech platform that So look at a PR company that how they reach to influencers, to bloggers, for businesses. Let's say A-List is a PR company look through the goggles of tech on steroids.
Okay.
That's what I would say.
Okay.
So it's not really a PR company. It's purely a tech platform. However, we are able to reach a really large number of people really quick, because we were able to take as much as humans as we could out of this transition and the transaction between all people. So we automated as much as possible, and that's what it is pretty much. It's businesses reaching to influencers, bloggers, social media characters at a huge speed and a ease of clicking a button, rather than having to reach out to PR companies.
Interesting. So basically, why social media evolved into the influencer space, and it's an industry that's growing. There used to be line items for social media 8-10 years ago, and now there are not only line items and marketing budgets for social media, but there's also for influencers, and people see the benefit of influencer marketing because it's related to something which was before influencer marketing, which is word of mouth. And there are statistics and research to show that if I recommend something to a friend, they're more likely to buy it than from a billboard per se. So you've kind of tapped into that, recognized this trend, and created a unique product, pretty much.
So basically, nowadays, any agency, social media agency, works with influencers on a payment structure, right? Promote X, get X in return, dollar amount. Agency gets a commission of what it is, which is obviously no problem. A brand comes to us, says, I want a specific influencer. We do, no issue. But what we've done is create the gap between the brand and the influencer. Influencers love free stuff. I'm an influencer. When I get invited, I'm like, yes, anybody, even billionaires, they get a free coupon. Yes, I'm gonna go use this coupon. Whatever. People love free stuff, right?
Okay.
I wouldn't say free because it's not.
It's a value exchange.
It's a value exchange. So, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, so all I have to do is do 3 Instagram stories and 1 review, and I'll be able to get either a 100 dirham voucher for delivery, or I'll be able to get a set menu in Atmosphere with Khalifa, or in Four Seasons, or I'll be able to get a staycation in Five Palm. Now, staycations are a little bit more valuable, so we do ask for maybe like a permanent post and certain amount of stories every day of the staycation you stay, for example.
Yeah.
But we are that bridge between the brand that wants to only give complimentary benefits and the influencer that wants exclusive benefits. And we are the middleman that connects these two.
Amazing.
And we've done that in a way where it's, like you said, we've cut out all the manpower, where it's the communication back and forth and influencer. Can you do the stories? Did you do the stories? Did you do the review? Blah, blah, blah. All that is automated, where the system, I mean, if we show you, you guys would be pretty, I think we've shown you.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. He's the tech genius behind it. He's built something where it's super automated and super easy to use.
Yeah, so basically to walk you through a client, if I've got a restaurant, I have lots of nice shawarma and I need more people to know about it, I book a campaign with you guys and influencers with a certain reach, likely in Dubai, with people who like to eat and go out, they will do 3 stories and a review, and that creates awareness for the restaurant.
So, okay, as a brand, let's say you have, like you said, you have a shawarma shop, or you got a burger joint, or it could be food and beverage, or it could be any other industry. As currently we are working with beauties, tech, we are working with apps, we are working with pharmaceuticals, we are working with lots of companies. So previously you would either hire a PR company on a retainer, where you would convey the message, because everyone let's say you have your burger joint, of course you have your unique selling points, and you want this message to be conveyed to the followers of the influencers, and you previously asked why influencers. So it's been, the transition has been really, it's the trust that you build towards peers, right? And rather than an ad outside. So if you were to go with social media influencer, you would have to hire a PR agency, which they would have a database of reaching to these people, and they would negotiate a price for you, where you would pay every influencer, and then you would convey your message. However, you would have to put down a contract with every single person and follow up on all the data coming back to you, all the content created, or you would have a large in-house team, which would take on the communication. It's not the easiest thing, trying to deal with a few hundred influencers in a short period of time. So the how
very
it works,
difficult.
it is very difficult.
We did it manually, obviously, when it first started. It takes time to build the tech. Did it manually, and it was a headache.
So the journey would be, right now, you would just let us know what it is that you want to portray. What is the unique selling point of your brand? We would capture that. We would work with you to curate the message in the best way possible, that is conceived by the consumer on social media. Then we would upload that into our portals, where the influencers or bloggers, based on the tiers that works with your brand, as long as they're relevant to what you're trying to portray, they would only get to see that offer. And then once they do take the offer, they will receive the voucher codes to use it against your services on a social media, on a online portal or a dine-in. And in return, they would give you exposure by putting stories, posts, and reviews. And not only you're getting the exposure, but you're also getting honest reviews to know how your business is doing from a really large number of people.
Interesting. So if we talk about the ad tech and the platform side of things, I think as any industry, I use the analogy of social media. When that industry emerged, the ecosystem and the tech around it grew as well. From publishing, using APIs, there was a layer of tech products that help with publishing. There was a layer of tech products that help with analytics. And similarly now, with influencer in the ecosystem, we're starting to see platforms. People sometimes talk about micro-influencers, but actually the tech platforms, there's some who are in the crypto space, like In The Hash, and there's others, global ones. Is that the space that you see A-list? Is that the sort of, are you going down that sort of valuation route? Is this a platform you can kind of take internationally and go outside Dubai?
Yeah, absolutely. We started in Dubai because again we had the knowledge of the tech market previously due to the other companies that we run.
Yeah.
We started in Dubai. It's actually a funny story. We're going to tell you how it started before I get to go into where we see the company. It was about March.
First it was November.
November, where the idea came about when we started discussing it. So we are
only
not
a year ago.
Yeah. So that's not even the launch. That's
Yeah.
just when the idea came about.
Oh wow.
So we are not the first people in this area, nor are we the last ones. Like it's been 9 other companies since we launched this.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So
They'll keep coming.
It's great. It's great to know. It's an area that lots of companies lots of people try to tap into. So there were people trying to do similar things, and they did similar things. However, they did not really take the tech perspective approach of the whole thing.
I see something like this, right? So
Yeah.
I've seen, there was very few. There's like 1 or 2, right? One doing good, but then another one that copied it that didn't want to too well.
Yeah.
I saw it, so I'm in this kind of industry, right? I'm looking up. He's tech, super
Brands
tech.
are already booking you, Mo, through your Instagram account for campaigns, so you're really in the mix. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm in this mix, right? So I'm watching it all. I'm watching from just third party, right? Just looking around, and I see something. I'm just like, okay, this is something. And I'm like, if I can take this idea and put his brain, his tech brain, because he's also launched a different company called Frink, which that's a whole nother story, which was brilliant. And I saw it and I was like, okay, if I take this idea, implement my ideas into it, different than what they were doing, obviously, add some touches, make it a little bit different, a lot more different, add his tech machine behind it, we would be unstoppable. And I would beg this guy for months before November. 3, 4, 5 months. I would tell my girlfriend as well. Like, I come home, I'm just like, we gotta do this. I call him. She calls him middle of the night.
Oh yeah, I remember. His girlfriend was calling me. He's like, get your business partner out of this house. I'm sick of him talking. We weren't
even business.
Yeah, like your friend.
Point.
Yeah, we're just friends.
Yeah.
It's like I'm sick of him talking about this. Just I've had enough.
So I'm like, oh, and then finally he's like, you know what? All right, cool. Because he was busy with Frank, right? He was busy with his ventures. Started. So we started.
It was just we had to find the sweet spot. You know what I mean? So if we were to do things differently, we didn't want to just build something, just enhance it a little bit. We were not going to reinvent the wheel. That's not what I'm saying. But we had to take a whole complete new approach toward it. And rather than adding a little bit of tech to the PR, we had to have the tech that runs the whole PR. You know what I mean? We wanted the technology to run it rather than getting assistance from some tech platforms to enhance ourselves. So it was kind of redoing the whole thing from. We went backwards. You know what I mean? So
we did great, right? Amazing.
We went
Until
backwards,
March, obviously, and it did everything. Same thing that did everybody else. It kind of just boom, zero.
We were testing the market. Yeah, we were super manual.
But it's so interesting because it's interesting how you describe it, and I want to ask about the tech, but the marriage of it, doing both together seems to be so kind of contemporary now with digital businesses. You kind of have to think about the audiences and the content, and how many people will have known of it. It's inherently viral because you're asking people not only to tag and mention the product they're promoting, but also A-list. So it actually kind of, you create a kind of a Ferris wheel or create a system which just kind of works.
That takes you to why do we allow influencers to tag A-list as well as the other brands? Now, A-list is not about free stuff, right? We do offer exclusive benefits. We do offer discounts for our database. We've had over almost, let's say, I don't want to exaggerate, around 17,000 signups, right? Now we only have 5,000 members. So what about the rest of them? The rest of them, we do offer them discounts. We offer them perks. People that are signed up to A-list but not members, they still get some benefits and some perks. So I believe this is another level that we're headed to as well. But A-list has grown so viral because we're able to have the tech platform, which allows less manpower, okay, which allows us to spend less on marketing. But the more the influencers are tagging us while they're tagging the brands, the more influencers learn about A-list, which means we bring them more influencers. So it's sort of a full circle.
Yeah, yeah.
The reason we were able to really you said we went viral and the tags that were there, and to be honest, the reason the tags were there was we never even thought that we're gonna go viral within a few months, but we just kept that to be able to grow. One of the biggest expenses of a tech company is the ad space, is the amount of money you spend on ads. So we're like, all right, if we want to get lots of partners, lots of food and beverage outlets, lots of beauty salons, etc. These people have not tried something like we are trying to offer. If we do give them a price where it keeps us sustainable and it's really high with the advertisement cost that we have, we're not going to be able to acquire the amount of number. We have over 500 vendors that we have acquired.
Yeah.
So we said, instead of spending on social media and spending on ads, let's just keep our tags and be able to charge venues so little that they've never heard of such a price. Like when we tell them it's incredibly low because we don't have the cost of having to.
What's the average booking campaign? What's the average size?
Well, we do have different packages. We have automated, dedicated, and curated packages.
Yeah.
So, but you can start with A-list for as little as $279 per month per campaign, where it gives you over 50 influencers.
60 to be exact.
Yeah, 60 influencers.
Wow.
To start with.
That's competitive.
Yeah, if you were to hire a PR company or do it even in-house, you would pay influencers at least somewhere about $100 or $200 or $500
a lot of
each.
people do barter as well, but the thing is, even let's say 60 influencers, forget them being influencers. Even if it was people with 1,000 followers, and you're giving a voucher, let's say the delivery voucher, right, of 80 dirhams per person, that has 1,000 followers. Forget 20, forget 50, forget 100,000 followers, just 1,000.
Yeah,
you're spending 80 dirhams on cost of. That's not even your cost of food. That's retail cost of food. Spending 15 dirhams. Yeah. On an influencer, a person that has 1,000 followers, plus delivery, plus our fee of whatever, very low, 1,000 dirhams. If you really do the calculations and the amount of reach that this one person with 1,000, even his, let's say, average reach is 5%.
We're saying an example. We don't have anyone with 1,000, obviously.
No, we don't.
But imagine
if it was just 1,000.
Yeah.
That's still the money, the return on investment on that.
You're spending like $7 into reaching thousands of viewers.
Yeah. And what's interesting in this model is you made influencers accessible to people with lower budgets, but also you linked sort of awareness, like showing the product with sampling the product, because people are eating and taking it, and that's sort of what the kind of performance lower funnel sort of call to action piece as well, because you're kind of reviewing. So it's very hard in marketing to get awareness and action together, and this is what this does.
on a like a multiplier on an exponential scale.
Yeah. How do you go about the tech? Because building code and building platforms is expensive. A lot of people raise a lot of money. Is that something that you did yourself? Did you have developers? And how long did that take?
Yeah, so...
and what sort of languages are we talking about?
Yes,
coding?
Yeah, we're going to get into that. So the truth is, we didn't start with a tech platform.
Yeah.
Right? So we started this without a tech platform, and
I came to him on my notepad.
Yeah.
I was like, listen, these are the influencers I have, and these are the venues I have. What can you do with this?
Yeah.
I was like, nothing. Nothing on the notepad. Nothing on the notepad.
I begged them for 2 months, 3 months, and then finally we came up with it.
Yeah. So how we started was we had a team, right? We were using actual manpower to invite people into venues. We didn't have any sort of delivery. We didn't have any of those. So we would have about, let's say 5 to 7 vendors, reputable vendors. Mo knew lots of them personally, and him also being in the influencer space, he knew lots of influencers. So it was really manual, right? So we went bit by bit, introduced a platform where we could just reach out to people and have people receive receive a message over their WhatsApp or like we
Over
did
my personal DM. We had
Yeah.
no
yeah
A-list
to start
Instagram.
yeah.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we started.
That's good.
And that is the
Suggested
truth,
organic,
yeah. Usually tech companies they spend lots of time and money and years building the tech first. I mean, we've done that with our other platforms.
Yeah.
But here we're like, okay, let's test the market.
Community base.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We started
No,
it
because I had to do it myself.
Yeah.
Then prove to him it was working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he said he's
You can
in.
automate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the very beginning. That was like November last year, and once we got into seeing that people actually like this, yeah, it was one-to-one communication, but it was growing, and it was kind of getting out of hand. Either we had to hire a large number of people to just be able to just message people, or we had to build a tech platform, and we had the infrastructure. So we were like, all right, let's look into it, and we built something. We were able to communicate with people, automate it.
What did you build? Did you build a kind of a marketplace, a B2B backend engine? Did you use APIs? What did you build?
Right. Okay. So we built a platform where people could get messages, all right, receive their messages on their most beloved apps, meaning on their Facebooks, on their Instagrams, on their WhatsApps. Yeah. So people often thought that we have 200 people sitting there and sending WhatsApp messages.
Yeah.
So that was not the case. Actually, we built something where you could, based on the habits that you have shown to us, based on the offers that you have taken, based on the places that you have previously gone to where we manually send it to you, we would understand the metrics of what you liked, what type of offer you liked, what type of food you liked, and we would accordingly match the vendors that we had to the people based on what they liked, and they would get a message over their WhatsApp or their DMs or any of the social channels that they would use the most, and there would be a link. This link would show them the basic requirements of what we require in return of giving you a voucher. And once you applied, you would get an email, and that's about it. Then we would have to follow up and send another link for you to be able to upload. Where now that's just history. Okay. And so we built this first platform, and then we were super happy that now we are we are good, right? And then COVID hits. Every single vendor we had shut down. Yeah. Every single one of them. Yeah. Because we were not doing any sort of delivery, and there was only dine-in, and we thought we are going to be the next unicorn in the very beginning, just like any other startup, and it just shut off. So this is what we have not shared with many people, but the actual reason that we started delivery is we send the memo. You know, the COVID that we are here, we still care for you. Yeah. We send that to everyone.
Yeah, we care about your safety type email.
Yeah,
right.
That's
so good. We send that. An email comes back. Somebody goes, we don't know if that was real or was a joke.
No, but I DM'd her, by the way. She just gets a dinner from us. She deserves Sharon's.
Yeah. So an email comes back, goes, so they loved the venues they were going to, right? And they go, if you cared, you deliver. Yeah. If you care, you deliver. So we are like, okay, that's funny, but let's take a look at it. Will it actually work? It was me, him in the office, and most of the staff were gone home. Because when we couldn't have staff in the office, and we're like,
so you weren't actually giving food. It was never delivery part. It was always.
We didn't even have one.
We never even thought about it. Okay. It never even came to mind.
So not even with a delivery partner, you were literally going, I'm going to go to this restaurant. Yeah. It was experiential.
Yeah. So we went from 50 venues. So from November to March, we got around maybe 50 up to 60 venues. Yeah. Amazing. Okay. Great. Oh, wow. That quick. First it was manual for the first month, 2 months, till we built it. Great. March hit, we had 50 venues, 55 venues, both closed. This email goes out.
Can I just ask on the venues, like the A-list sounds exclusive. It sounds like the best. Is that the type of venues we're going for, or was A-list more in terms of influencer A-list?
No, we always looked at, so when we started it, it was super, it is still exclusive. So we have now opened it to a bit more of a public, but you had to be approved. Approval takes quite some time. Okay. Again, as a business, we have to. So that is the most manual thing that we had to do.
That they're real and not fake.
That will always be manual. I don't think we'll ever have.
So because that, like, as much as AIs that we implement, as much as machine learnings that we implement, the technology that we have today is pretty much as far as being able to read a photo, saying that photo has a person inside with blue eyes and this color of hair, and there's a dog, and probably the person is dancing, but it won't be able to tell you if that person is having real followers or not. Yeah. Right? there is metrics that we take, but also the behavior of a person. We don't have right now the technology to be able to look at people's behavior for a duration of a week before being able to be approved.
Yeah.
Also, we are in an area that now we have a lots of partners that are corporations, huge corporations, right? We got people from KitKat and Baskin Robbins and Nestle Arabia, and so also corporations are more conservative, I would say. So it was very important for us
Safety, brand safety.
yes, it was really important of is this person going to portray their brand correctly on their social media?
Yeah.
Have they done anything not quite correct in the past quite some times? You know what I mean? So those are metrics that we really had to take in mind before being able to approve someone. Which is now, of course, much more automated, but still there is human involvement because of the lack of the technology that exists right now out there, being able to look at people's behavior within pixels within a video and a photo. Things that are visuals cannot be translated necessarily to behavior yet.
Yeah.
As a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you did it manually, but then the story went that you kind of continued and you started doing delivery from that.
Yeah. So that email that came through, literally, we were just sitting in office.
Yeah.
Having like
everyone,
not a really good day.
pivot?
What should we
change
do?
our business?
Yeah, like, what should we do? I mean, we have invested, right?
Yeah.
So we have invested heavily by that time already into building that tech in the very beginning. We've hired team, and
it was a good start to the year.
Yeah, it was really
We
good.
thought about it. We're like, you know what? Let's do it. Like,
what if we try?
Let's do it. So I call up first person I called.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah.
Won't say any names.
Influencer or venue?
No, a venue.
Yeah.
Hey, so we have this concept. Just
like we didn't even have a pitch.
Didn't even have a pitch. I'm just like
we have
influencers.
Yeah.
Provide them with a voucher of food. How much is it?
He literally, and the guy goes, okay, how much it is? And he holds the phone down and he goes, how much is it? I'm like, I don't know, say 1,000. And he goes, 1,000. And the guy's like, all right, cool.
Done.
Can I get to try it? He literally goes, can he try it? I'm like, yeah,
give him a week.
Give him a week. And literally,
you can hear this.
Literally, yeah. And that was the first client.
First call, first close.
By end of that day, we had like 3 to 5 other clients.
Yeah.
And people are like, really, is it that cheap? We're like,
that's a good COVID story.
Yeah, that is true. It's funny. That's how we started.
Yeah.
So there is no whole business model and business plan and infrastructure that we built.
Within a month,
we did, but
like
everything changed.
30 to 40 within 1 month.
Yeah.
Obviously, each brand was giving away 2 to 5, let's say average of 3 meals per day to 3 different influencers, each restaurant. 50. That's 150. That stat was, I believe, a long time ago when you put 150 meals per day. That was back in the day. That was like when we first started.
Yeah.
150 influencers per day were receiving food. Now it's around 500, 600. Not just delivery, but people dining in, people going beauty salons, people doing staycations, tanning salons, mani pit, whatever it may be.
Yeah. Do you know how long does it take us to sell out on that? On that 500 people, 500 offers?
I don't know.
Give me a rough number.
I mean, like if you did it every day, then I would say if it has to sell out in a day, maybe 10 hours.
Yeah, so we do that in about 3.5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's got potential to have more people on the platform.
Yeah. So that's what. So A-list is not only about taking the whole offer; it became more of like a competition now.
Yeah.
So everyone wants to see. So
that's exclusive.
Of course, yeah. So we have built also metrics into the whole thing that is very fair. Yeah. So not everyone just stays there every day and takes things. So it's diversified in between people, and of course they're tiered.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's about 3.5 to 4 minutes.
Interesting, and like because you have the tech platform now that helps with the onboarding, helps with the payment, maybe helps with the reporting.
Yeah.
Does it do?
100%.
Yeah.
So end of every campaign, again, these are all automated. It used to be super manual. So every influencer who or a blogger who takes an offer from the platform based on the tier that they have, once they either go to a dine out or they are taking their delivery, of course they do create their content and they do their review, and then a proof of this content and the review is uploaded back into our servers, where it becomes automatically a report and sent to the representative of the vendor or the business end of every campaign, where they get to see not only a proof of the public reviews, but also we have implemented an NPS where people get to
score,
So if you're a startup or if you're a new business, a negative review is so valuable to you.
Or
It's
horrible business.
yeah.
I mean,
Or
yeah,
I mean,
all businesses need
especially
to
if
have
you're
an
Yeah,
NPS.
yeah.
it's really valuable to you. But at the same time, the damage that it will cause you if that goes public is very fearful for
Yeah.
lots of
And
businesses.
it's permanent there as
Yeah.
well, isn't it?
So we
Yeah.
were able to segregate these two,
Yeah.
where you get your review online, where a person finds certain things good about it. But if there's something that you can enhance, that goes into your private NPS. You get to see that without getting a damage towards the brand,
So you
and you can improve it,
Yeah.
and then reach out to the influencer and make it up also to them.
What's also great
It's really good.
is what we inform the influencers that if you do have a bad experience, let's say at X venue, you don't go and leave a poor review, right? We don't want people to get a 1-star review because you had a bad experience. Let us know. We don't promote fake reviews. That's not what it is. You leave a review based on your review, but if it's a horrible experience or you had a bad experience, let us know. We have direct communication. We have online 24-hour customer support. Let us know. We send a screenshot, literally, at that point, directly to the representative or the owner, or whoever we're in touch with, saying this is the issue. They then reach out to this influencer. The worst thing you can have is an unhappy customer.
Yeah.
Because one happy customer won't tell anybody.
Okay.
One unhappy customer will tell 10 people.
Yeah.
So you don't want that unhappy, and this is like statistics, like offline. This is an unhappy person. You had a bad experience. You will tell some people, 10 people, like, don't go there.
Yeah.
If you had a good experience, you'll probably be like, it was good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let us know. Let us relay that message to the venue. The venue will then call you back, which they always do, 99% of them. Call them back and say, listen, we're sorry you had a bad experience. Let us invite you back in and fix this issue you may have.
Yeah.
Whether it's the hair in the food or the tons of other reasons that have happened, which happens.
And owners love this, right?
Yeah.
If you really care for your business, you really care about those negative reviews more than
and turning them around.
Yeah, absolutely. But of course, if we receive
service.
them consecutively, if it happens too many times,
Yeah.
of course we offboard the vendors and we explain to them, which we have done multiple times.
So moving forwards, when do you decide you're a tech company or a kind of an influencer marketing agency, and what's next for A-List in that respect?
Right. So we are definitely a tech company because I would say over 85%, 90% of the things are done through our platforms that we have built.
Yeah.
That means every single thing from onboarding a venue all the way to onboarding a new user to connecting these people together. We do have humans involved to review everything. We do have support teams, which are, we have, of course, lots of machine learnings, watching the behavior of all these people. Usually as companies really grow, they increase the team of support. We decrease that because we have MLs, we have machine learnings that are watching the behaviors of all the people that are actually working in support so they can eventually take over the role of all those humans.
How many developers do you have?
So we
are different skills.
I would say about we have different ones because we have the platform that is right now on the web. Then we have our networks. So we are on Frankfurt. We are on AWS's. So that has its own team where usually developers are
like
taking
DevOps
care of. Then we have our apps, which are the Android team and the iOS team and the Pythons and the HTMLs and the PHP people. So overall, the team is now about 36 people.
Okay. But that's managing other...
only on A-List. Only on A-List. Yeah. So because there's sales, there is support. We have a big support
team.
Big. Yeah, I know. I'm saying the overall company. And developers are somewhere about 11, I think. 11, yeah. Excluding the CTO and the project manager.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, about 11.
It's quite sizable after a year.
Yeah. I mean, we started with maybe 10, 15 signups a week. And we've had now we're getting 1,000 or 2,000 signups. And at the same time, we had about 50 brands, and now we are working with over 500.
Is it
many of them being
profitable?
Is the business profitable?
Not yet.
Business actually.
Revenue is growing. Yeah,
not many tech companies can say that in the first year, but not only we break even, but we are also profitable.
That's a nice business.
Yeah.
With that tech investment.
Yes.
So what's the plans? Do you plan to expand to other markets? You started in Dubai. I think you've already entered other markets.
Yes. So we started Abu Dhabi about 3 weeks ago. We just launched Saudi, and we will be live
There's
before
been so much demand in Saudi.
before end of the year. We will be in Saudi
We
because
are
of the
in
big
Saudi. That's the thing. There's so many
yeah, but
brands.
announcement, and we
Yeah.
will be we
Wow.
didn't want to really of course we did want to, but we didn't think about it. But the demand actually came before we go to that market. So many people who
You
run
follow the
businesses,
demand,
yeah.
yeah.
So
A lot
we
of the
follow
brands that are here.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
we have a branch in Saudi. Can
Yeah.
we do this in Saudi?
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, but hold on, we need influencers. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we need, obviously, now we have a few hundred influencers, but
Yeah.
we can't do the same thing we're doing here because we have to basically start at zero in a different country. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, we have different strategies to get these influencers. It's not manual as I was doing before.
Yeah, so
in
Yeah.
very
the
beginning.
beauty of tech is really that you can expand into as many cities as you want, as many countries as you
Yeah.
want, without having to build anything new,
Yeah.
right? In terms of tech, of course, the team and the sales and all of that
Awareness,
is there.
marketing, everything. Yeah.
But and also the fact that A-List went viral, like you said, in Dubai, helped us a lot being able to get into other cities and other countries within the Middle East.
Yeah.
But we have some really, really big plans, which we will announce by January,
Cool.
where A-List is no longer just for influencers.
Hopefully, next time we speak,
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll
you
have
will
some
be an
nice-
A-lister
Yeah.
the
We'll
next
follow
time.
the
Yeah,
story.
yeah, yeah.
Don't worry.
Get you the exclusive.
Yeah, I want to follow it. But just talking about Saudi, so obviously Love in Dubai started in Dubai, and we have Love in Saudi. Our experience of the market from a content point of view is interesting. But what I saw personally over the years is that the app ecosystem and the behavior is the same, but the app ecosystem is different. Like the apps used for food and groceries are very different in Saudi. The market shares is different. How have you overcome that? And does the delivery that you do, is that relying on the restaurant and the venue to use their own delivery, or do you help with that as well?
Right. So,
That's a
okay,
good question.
that's a good question. And that actually also is one of the, by answering this, I can also answer one of the reasons of why we were able to reach to so many people and grow so fast. Many people ask us, why did you not build an app? Right? I mean, of course, as a tech company, that we are able to have this many developers, we could have released an app like 2 months down the road, right? But rather,
You're messaging on other apps.
Yeah.
You build that.
So instead of reaching people through an app, which is a one-way road at every single time, so I can send you there's few ways that I can reach you over an app. Is me sending you a push notification, or take your data and send you SMS messages, or send you any sort of data like that, right? Because I'm unable to reach out to you over a broadcast or any other channels if you have not had us as a contact. You know how you receive SMSs from lots of businesses?
Yeah.
Right. But you never receive that over WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Or
You have to have the contact say.
yeah, because otherwise that's just a pure non-solicitation form introduced by Facebook a few years ago. So it's very simple. You
Which a
will
lot
never
of
get
people
that.
are doing now, yeah.
Yeah, and you will never get that.
Because it happened.
So what we did is we sent confirmation and OTPs to people over their loved apps, which is their messaging apps of any kind, 3-4 social media apps, one of them being WhatsApp. And in order for them to receive it, they had to save the number and say done once they, so the system could read done as in this person is ready to receive offers.
Okay, smart.
Right. So every single day we have interaction with people. If you want to be really interactive with your user, like Facebook is somewhere about 60 something to 70 something percent.
Yeah.
If you want to be successful, you need to be above 35 to 55% with interactions with people. We are somewhere about 80 something. Because we are reaching out to people every single day. Well, not us, but the system, and they respond back. So we get to know what really works. So it's the same thing in Saudi. We are not going to build an app because of Saudi and the way the city is structured or the habits that people have, but rather we will be sending the key to people every single day where they can reach our platform, be it over an app or be it over a platform.
Yeah.
And once they do go there, they receive a voucher, and the vendor gets to choose any platform that they want. So we are official partners with Chatfood and some other platforms. However, we don't ask a vendor that necessarily they will have to use a particular platform. It could be they could not even have a platform. There's so many businesses that they just started, and it could be direct with the people. So all these vouchers are redeemable in the choice of channel of the vendor.
Interesting. That's really smart, and I like how you've done it. I think a lot of people can learn from that to use existing platforms,
which they have
already.
Right, a month after, we've seen many people do the exact same thing,
Yeah.
which is great. I like that. We like that's why we share it. It's
with
not
a
a
difference.
secret. We share it with everybody so people can know and be like, yo, go and do this because it works.
It's part of the ecosystem growing. It's part of the ecosystem.
But no one did it before we did. I mean, at least not in this region. I don't believe I've seen anyone do it.
So we did have the APIs where people would receive their messages on their social channels.
Yeah.
But everybody else who came in the field, they got to see only the front end, right?
Yeah.
So based on that, we had a lot of platform come and hire a huge team to message people,
yeah,
rather than build that platform. You know what I mean?
Which is why they launched and then disappeared.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, but it's been interesting.
At least the ecosystem's growing. So finally, just so in case we don't cover everything, what else do you look for in investments? We mentioned the 7 other brands. Are they all in the same space? Are they tech platforms? And what's your kind of investment strategy? Is it all in the UAE or is it elsewhere?
Yeah. So as Parham and Co, we're a group of companies, and to be honest with you, we don't go over. If we want to acquire a company, we never look at the papers. We look at what they do and how they can make a difference.
That's a unique approach.
Yeah. And it's why we think we should ever invest into any other businesses, because if you look at so many companies, they do super well on the papers, right? But why would we give Coca-Cola more investments? What difference do they make? Not that it's a good investment or a bad investment, but is it just a return that
Warren
we look
Buffett
for?
Thinks it's a return.
Is it? Warren Buffett definitely does, for sure. But I mean,
in terms of dividends, but yeah.
So we believe that we really enjoy the journey.
Yeah, you want to see the companies grow.
And yes, so we never invest into companies just by investing money. So we always get involved in every company that we start or we invest in. And at the same time, we need to understand the business, and we need to enjoy the business, and we need to understand that will make an impact.
You mentioned
one way or another.
Frink. What does that one do?
Frink. Frink. So Frink is one of the So that is one of the newer platforms that we have built, and we launched it just before the COVID hits. So Frink is a platform where vendors are able to offer food and beverage to users for a very small fee for the user. Of course, it's free for the vendors, where we are able to have users go to new venues and experience their offers less than they would have to spend on social media or Google as a cost of acquisition. And you are able to attract a customer by offering them one of your items for absolutely free. So it's mostly focused on beverage at the moment, where people are able to enjoy up to 8,400 dirham worth of beverages for a membership fee as little as 45 dirham per
interesting.
month.
Okay.
Yeah. You're also able to see all the offers, all the menu items.
It's kind of like a subscription package.
It is it's a SaaS model. Yes, it's a subscription model. And but what's interesting is that we have sent a team to every single one of these vendors, and we have shot every single venue in the 3D scanners that we have.
Yeah.
So you're able to see what you're about to just experience, and just see the whole menu visually before you even go to any of these places.
Amazing.
Also, we are partners with Uber and Kareem, where you get 20% off if you take a ride through Frink app to your house to a venue, or from a venue to your place.
Lots of innovation. It will be interesting to follow you guys because there's a lot of cool things happening. Just lastly, if someone's listening to this and they want to see if they qualify for A-list, what do? They go on the website?
As a user or as a vendor?
Well, both. You can talk about both.
Yeah. So as a user, you will be able to just go to the website, and there's a button that says become an A-lister.
Yeah.
Fill in the form, and one of the team members will approve you. Hopefully very soon, if you meet the requirement. If you meet the requirement, of course, you need to have a minimum number of followers, and
which is roughly.
Okay. So 2,000 followers is what you need to start with. That doesn't mean necessarily will approve you.
Mainly Instagram, or are you looking at TikTok, Snapchat?
We have started with Instagram right now, because lots of the businesses want to be with.
Which aren't there, not too open to TikTok yet.
But however, we are onboarding users as TikTok as well, which we will be launching that just in a month or so.
Okay.
Where vendors can also benefit from TikTok.
Yeah.
And as if you are a vendor, you can just go to the website. There's a merchants area, which you have to just fill in about 3 to 4 fields.
Yeah.
Super simple. And one of the sales representative will be in touch with them within 6 hours after that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Super simple.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys. I think you'll agree. Very interesting, innovative company. And it's great to hear the story from an early stage. And I can't believe it's only been less than a year. So looking forward to following it.
Thank you.
Good luck today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Cheers.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Cheers.